Things were actually starting to look up. Under normal circumstances, Tony would have wanted the sun to come out, but now the clouds were so thick and dark, the afternoon looked more like early evening. He parked out on the main road, where Pat Virtue's mailbox should have been. Slowly and quietly, he latched the door, leaving Panzer inside the bed before hiking down the driveway. People say there's more than one way to skin a cat, but Tony wasn't so sure about that. He found it best to go from the feet to the head. With Pat Virtue, there was probably more than one way to approach him also. However, in his case, Tony thought surprise was best. The problem with surprise was that those who lived out in the sticks don't like it. They were liable to pull a shotgun first, shoot his ass, and then look to see if he was anybody that could get him in trouble, like the police. And Tony wasn't sure if Virtue was one of those paranoid X-Files watching ex-military types who saw a terrorist behind every tree trying to steal the secrets that they no longer had, or maybe never really had in the first place. Only time would tell which species Virtue belonged to. Not very long, though. When Tony got closer to the man's cabin, he went into the woods and worked his way around the back side. The old VW was there, and now, for the first time, Tony could see a boat moored against the dock down on Hood Canal. It was a good-sized boat, maybe a 30-footer with a cabin and antennas sticking up from that. Moving around to the back of the house, Tony could see a light on in a back room. He'd use that to his advantage. It would be easier for him to look in than it would for Virtue to look out at him. When he got to the window, he shot back when he saw a figure cross his view. He leaned against the rough-cut cedar siding, wondering how to approach this guy. To his right was a back door with a small slab of cement one step down from the threshold. Angling under the window, Tony stepped lightly toward the door. His shoes were still caked with mud, and with the soggy soil below the eaves, the going was less than smooth. He noticed the base of the screen door had scratch marks where a pet had clawed trying to get in. That would have to do. He moved to the side and started scratching the door. This would only work if the guy still had a cat, and if that cat was not sitting on his lap, purring.